stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I have today. Time's gone by, I've traded like dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One train over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, simply curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Street over from where you live in, and I'll be honest with you. If you've been listening to the Greenbrier Bobcat Studio News, we call it WGHS, you would know that it is National Bus Safety Week because we've been talking about it. So Josh Harmon comes in and we're like, we're kind of catching up. We haven't seen each other in forever, and it seems like I used to see you all the time, but it is so good to see you again. And it is National Bus Safety Week. And as we were, I was going through the calendar, putting the news together for the kids to present, and I was like, oh man, we need to get Mr. Hinerman in here, but we were booked solid, and so Jim Bellis calls me. Same thing, kind of same thought process. I was thinking I needed to make a spot for you this week, and Jim messaged me, "Hey, is there a chance we can get Josh in there?" I was like, "That's exactly what I was thinking about." So, Veteran Service Office, they gave up part of their show today to let y'all come in because this is important to us. And Caleb is he was at Greenbrier. Now, you were never in my class. But I do remember you. You're a Greenbrier graduate. So what's Caleb doing with the school buses now?
He's
Get right on that microphone.
He's the administrative assistant, so he also serves as our department translator. As you know, we serve a large Hispanic population.
You better believe it.
He stays busy translating every day.
I'm sure. Are you enjoying it, Caleb? Get up on that microphone. Talk to me. So, are you liking your gig?
Well, at the moment, yes. I really enjoy my job, and I tend to make Mr. Heinerman's job less stressful with less work.
There you go.
And
you're good.
I'm also happy to be able to provide for the Hispanic population by translating them because there tends to be language barriers, and I'm glad to be there.
I love it. We need. I mean, so many of the kids like yourself that are beautifully bilingual. I just champion y'all because teachers, we can't do it without y'all. I mean, we have kids in every class that we have to lean in and we're like, hey, can you help us out? Because, I've got a kid from Honduras he's not been here but just a few months. Bless him. He is doing so beautifully, though. He's really picking up the language quickly. But that poor kid, he couldn't speak any English. And it's just a struggle, but he's smart. He's so smart. And, he's really coming along, but it takes his classmates kind of helping him. And I just love seeing you guys help the kids that can't speak English. I mean, it's just, we need you, and man, we're thankful for you. As in, a lot of us need to learn Spanish, Dad, blame it. Do you speak any Spanish? Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah, you would think I would. I go to Mexico every year. I've been like 10 times on mission trips, and all my friends are like, when you go learn Spanish? And it's like, well, I'm old. I'm an old dog. But anyway, that's wonderful. I'm so excited to see you in that position. That's great. So brought me a Greenbrier kid. I appreciate it, a young man. So, so National Bus Safety Week. I know y'all have a breakfast today, right? That you're honoring the bus drivers. You want to tell people about that?
Yes, we're doing a breakfast. McDonald's has helped us out with that
Cool.
this year, and Duncan. And so we've just asked the drivers and attendants to come in, and we'll provide a little breakfast for them just to say we appreciate the work that they do here in Robertson County. moving 6 to 7,000 students twice a day
Man.
to and from school. The task is challenging. We were just talking about that this morning on the bus, my attendant and myself, and just mentioning, the seven wonders of the world. You could experience that right here on a school bus here in Robertson County. Because we see
Yeah.
we see the students just where they are every day.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of blessings to being a school bus drivers.
Yeah.
Not monetarily, probably, but that those spiritual gems that you put in by being able to serve other people's children, they are far more immeasurable.
And I can't say enough about it until I stepped into the classroom. I just didn't have an appreciation for the generations of kids that are coming up, the beauty and the brilliance of them, and just the blessing. And I mean, I know I am so old to them, and that's great. But they keep me young, and it's just I tell everybody, retire into the school system. I highly recommend it because I mean, my husband and I retired into teaching, is what we say, and because we're retirement age. I mean, we absolutely are there. But it's just we both grew up. We're country kids. Retirement was not in our vernacular. I mean, our parents never talked about retirement. And it's something we didn't even learn about until we really were in the workforce. And people are like, well, what's your retirement plan? It's like, I'm going to work until God calls me home, until I can't, and I hope I'm physically able to work like my daddy did the day he passed, And so if you're somebody that you're at retirement age, and I got to tell you, I haven't talked to any of my retired friends that are not like, I got to find something to do, drive a bus. And you can drive a bus. I drove a bus when my kids were at Good Pasture. They're fun to drive, number one. And it's people getting so intimidated about these big buses, and I don't know why. So are you hiring?
We are hiring.
That's where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah, we still need another 10 to 15 bus drivers.
Wow.
We've got students. We're working with a waiver this year again, which allows us to run 2 hours one way in transit. That's approved by the Department of Education. And I hate to ask for that waiver annually, but we have to have it because we still have routes that are really, really long, and it's not ideal. But I would say to parents, any student that needs a ride to and from school here in Robertson County, they have one. They may be on the bus for a long time.
Yeah.
And there are countless afternoons where we're doubling up bus routes where students are left at the building, and we come back after we've ran our first runs and pick up students and carry them home. It's not the most ideal, but we are still providing that service to students that need us and parents that depend on us.
So, and if you want to apply for something, go to the Robertson County Schools webpage, and you can find the links for job availability there, and you can apply. And it is a huge blessing working with these kids. You have attendance positions as well. You need attendance and those types of jobs.
We are hiring bus attendants as well. We look for van drivers throughout the year as well, because sometimes we have to utilize van drivers to help with our McKinney-Vento population, our foster care students. If a child is in foster care and they get placed in another district, I don't think people realize we're required to go get them and bring them. They're allowed to continue attending their school that they were at. So, we've got. I know currently we go to Nashville and pick up a student each day that comes back here, and so those are just the requirements. And I think people just see a yellow school bus and they don't realize there are a lot of other aspects to that to make sure we're moving all these students just where they need to be, and we're meeting them and all of their needs as well. And that's not counting your special education population.
Oh yeah.
They have a lot of challenges that we have to work with, and we're happy to do that. But sometimes people might say, why are there only 2 children on that bus? Well, we're running from one end of the county because the program that we offer may only be available at one school. And so, but that child lives on the opposite end of the county, and that child has a right to a free and appropriate education too. And so we meet their needs just where they are. I don't think people realize that.
Well, and it's just a lot to it, guys. There's so much when it comes to being in the school system and working with these kiddos. You just can't even imagine. It's kind of like you said, it's just something new every day, something different every day, a lot of challenges every day, and you just have to just pray it through and just keep on keeping on. But this is National Bus Safety Week. What would you say to people? Why have a National Bus Safety Week? What is that all about? Can you kind of unpack that for us?
So National School Bus Safety Week is just the week that we take and set aside annually to celebrate the work that 400,000 or 500,000 bus drivers do annually in moving about 25 million school children to and from school twice a day. That's about half of the school children that attend public schools in this nation. So it allows us to celebrate that big yellow iconic
Uh-huh.
school bus. We get to celebrate that on this week. Not that we don't take other moments throughout the year or opportunities. I know we'll do Love the Bus Month in March.
Yeah.
But this is the week that we just celebrate the work that this big yellow bus performs daily. I mean, I always tell folks, you think about a school bus, they say one school bus takes 36 cars off the road. And that's a huge savings to the
Yeah.
community when you figure up what it would cost to operate all those cars and then the traffic congestion we're going to have to deal with. If you all of a sudden you say we're not going to run school buses anymore, just imagine what the traffic would look like around our schools
Oh, I can't.
in the
Yeah.
morning. It's already congested
Mhm.
to a level that seems beyond comprehension some days. So it's just a week that we really just take time to focus on school bus safety. I know we've been talking about, bus stop safety, making sure students are at their stops early, that if they cross the road, make sure they're watching their drivers before they cross, because at the end of the day, we still have 15 to 18 children annually get killed while getting on and off of a school bus. And
Are
that
you kidding?
annually we still have
Wow.
it.
And of course, that's nationwide that you're talking about. And some people, we've talked about this before, people don't realize Uyu Maldonado, our president of Ebenezer Broadcasting, his little sister was killed getting on a school bus. They're from Puerto Rico. But that's how he lost his little sister. And I don't know if I told you that or not.
I did not know that.
Yeah. But so he is a big proponent of anything we can do to just reinforce that. But we were talking one day, we were talking about school safety and bus safety. We were talking about the issues with people wanting to pass them when those stop signs are out. And also the issues, there's Jason in it. Come on in. And that's why we left a seat open, is because we knew he was going to try to join us. But that is such an issue, especially considering that we have, of course, Highway 41 is one of those roads that does not have a median. And so if a bus is coming on, if you're driving toward Nashville and there's a bus coming towards you on 41 and they've got that stop sign out, people are like, well, I'm on the other side of the road, I don't have to stop. Yes, you do, because there's no median. There's no grassy median or concrete median there. So yes, you do. You're supposed to stop. And it's amazing. I know when my husband was working with y'all with safety, the stories he would tell me were that they had video of a truck flying past a bus and taking the stop sign off. And the knuckleheads that are on the highways that won't slow down for a bus, it just infuriates me. How are you doing, Jason? Welcome. Yeah, those microphones, you got to talk right in front of them. I try to be an example and stay right up on my microphone for everybody, so y'all see how we're supposed to work on this. How are you doing, young man?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, what is your job here?
I'm the Human Resources Coordinator.
Oh,
for the
fun.
Transportation Department.
There you go. You got a big staff. How many people do you have on staff, brother?
Fully staffed, we have right now, I think, right at 180.
Wow. And that's
We
bus
were
drivers,
fully
attendants,
staffed.
and everything. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't count the mechanics and one, so
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
say closer to 200. We're the largest support department in the district.
I can imagine. How many buses do you run?
We have about 98 on the road each day,
Wow.
112 total.
Wow.
Of those 112, we got a bunch that are in extended utilization, so we're
Okay.
paying a fee to be able to keep these older buses on the road.
Mhm.
Probably not everybody's first choice when they get to go pick out a bus to go drive each day, but they do help us considering the cost of buses right now.
Mhm.
They're really, really high, and I know just from the time I've been here, they were 98,000 to 100,000 to now we're spending 150,000. So just in
Really?
a decade, the price increases. And
Mhm.
so when we purchase a bus today, we want to make sure we're going to get the very best, and we're gonna spec it with the things that we need, because we know we're stuck with that probably 15 to 18 years.
Right.
We want to make sure we're getting the best bang for our buck.
That was my next question: is how long do they last on the road?
15 to 18, depending on the mileage.
Right. Right. And we're talking with this is again our Department of Transportation for Robertson County Schools. Josh Hinerman is our Director of Transportation. Is that the right title? Are you the Director of Transportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? I'm trying to keep everybody's title straight. Sometimes takes a little bit of a challenge. But we've got National Bus Safety Week going on right now, and just we always emphasize the importance of being safe around buses at the first of school, and as the time changes.
And that's
Because the
happening and this weekend, I think, isn't it? Or the next
It's
weekend?
next weekend. It's
Next
after
week.
Halloween. It's after
Yep.
Halloween. Yay. Do you have any additional challenges on Halloween? Because the kids get out kind of early and all that kind of thing. I mean, at this time of the year, because I mean, I was traffic reporter for 28 years. You have no idea the increase of accidents when people have to deal with the time changes, with the darkness early or later. It just affects everything. And I mean, how does it affect you guys on the roads as
Oth-
far as your bus
Other
traffic?
than it makes it light in the morning, and that's the one thing that we appreciate. It's hard right now because it's dark, and
Yeah.
we've had parents call in and say, "Oh, you've missed our children," because they may be farther up the driveway than what we can see. Um, but I mean, the time changed. You just have to prepare for it, and
Well, I
we
never really, yeah, I never really thought about that being a plus for you from the bus perspective, because that would give you a little more light in the day, and you typically will be off the road before it gets dark.
dark.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's lighter earlier, which we need
Yeah.
that light in the morning. Right now,
Yeah.
it's dark till
Yeah.
6:30, 6:45 ish. It's starting to light up again. So
From the traffic perspective, it changes us in the drive home. People seem to deal with the darkness as far as traffic a little better in the morning than they do at night. Because when they have to drive home and it's dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's amazing.
and they're tired.
Yes, that's the key. What else do you want to talk about? We've got a good 10, 15 minutes here. What else do you want people to know about the bus program here and what National Bus Safety Week is all about?
Well,
You got some notes there, brother.
Well, I just brought some stuff with statistics about school bus safety, and we've talked about that. Buses are 50 times safer than any other mode of transportation. And the other thing that we don't participate in as a state, but the driving safely into the future, that's the theme of this year's National School Bus Poster Contest.
Okay.
That's something I wish that as a district we would do, but we just haven't done that and really taken off with it. They've got a CAD. They've got one entry where you can do a CAD entry. They have a speech contest where kids actually write on the topic and then they get to present it. And if they're selected, they present at the national conference.
So what are the particulars on that? Is that something we've already missed out on, or is it still coming up?
It's something that we could still do because we
Okay.
have till April the 18th. So it's something I could send out in our update to the district and say, hey, if y'all want to participate in this, please submit posters to us and whatnot.
Well, and I think that'd be something Mr. Jim Bellis could help push out.
He probably could.
Communications person,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we'll have to get on, because that's something that I'm just thinking. How do they do a CAD project?
I'm not sure.
I
I've
don't
not
know
ever
what
seen the CAD one, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
trying to
they've
think
got
what
that.
they would do, but I could talk to Coach White is next door to me, Luke White, and he deals with all that kind of stuff. So I'll mention it to him. And I'm trying to think about the things that maybe we could do with audio video. We did a great video with you last year. I don't know if it was during Love the Bus Month or was it during Bus Safety Month. I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
We need to roll that interview back out.
You do. I need
yeah.
to put it on our webpage.
Yep. I'll try to go and dig that up, because it's actually still on. It should still be on our. We have a YouTube page for what we do with audio video at Greenbrier. So I'll pull it out and I'll push it out and I'll send you a link. So that way you'll have it handy, because we were talking about, bus safety and things like that. And one of our students, Alex Maddox, did a great interview with you for that.
He did.
So we'll have to push that back out. And it may have been during Love the Bus Month. I can't remember, but I kind of think it was during safety. So go ahead.
I was going to say it's one of the few times I think I went to your location because I was excited to see the new studio,
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
We are quite pleased with what we've got going on there, and we have been talking. I mean, we've been covering it in our little newscast for the last week, reminding you that it is National Bus Safety Week, and we've been encouraging our Greenbrier people to bring a treat to the bus drivers. So we thought it'd be a really nice day just to bring them a treat and say, hey, thank you for keeping us safe. So maybe some of my kiddos will do that. We'll see. We'll see if that follows up. If you get an influx of Greenbrier kids, treating their bus drivers, you'll know it came from the newscast. So
Well, we hope that any member of the community and all students would take the opportunity
absolutely.
to thank the men and women who make the possibility of children getting to and from school happen, make it come to fruition, because it's not a one person job. I think that when I think about our school transportation department, like this morning when we announced it on the radio that we would have breakfast, someone mentioned just the importance that we're a big family, and I appreciate that. We are truly, I think, different than a lot of other departments because of just what we do. And we're on a bus, we're by ourselves, and you're covering your little area. We don't see each other very often, so these little events are great opportunities to capitalize just on the friendships and the family ties that certainly bind us all together as a department. As we think about School Bus Safety Week, we just want to remind everybody, when you see the yellow lights flashing, that means you're supposed to start slowing down. When the red lights come on, you need to have already been stopped. We work with THP. They've come out and helped do some bus stops and whatnot and ticket some. I think there may have been some challenges with that when they go to court, they are not being ticketed or charged by the judge, because I guess there's some the language may read that the stop arm needs to be fully extended. If the red lights are flashing, you should be stopped. At that point. A kid could already be crossing the road. So either way, we would just ask folks to be ever mindful of that big yellow bus as it's moving about our community daily, picking up our students. Just to be mindful of that during this week, and then just to celebrate the team of transportation professionals that make this work possible every day. Because I know I don't get it done by myself, and that's why I've brought other folks from the office. I think sometimes folks just see my face and they say that's transportation, but I'm just one cog in the wheel. It's a big operation, and we couldn't get this work done without the contributions of many, and a collaborative working experience with our schools and principals and teachers, because you guys help us as well in your own way.
Well, thank you very much. We try to, and I have a unique appreciation for the buses because my husband worked with y'all, and I also drove a bus whenever my kids were in school, and so I get it. And I mean, just if you've ever been in that bus seat and seen people go flying past you, it is you just want to just reach out and grab them. It's just it's quite frustrating because there's people's like, well, I got behind a bus and it slowed me down. Well, maybe God's slowing you down for a reason. Maybe He's saving you from something that's down the road, and you've just got to be so mindful of the sweet kids that are on the bus, because they're not paying attention when they get off those buses, those little bitty ones especially. And just can't say enough about, if you see the yellow lights come on, you slow down, start stopping, and don't even think about trying to speed up and get around them, because you never know what's going on. Little kids that are waiting on the bus, they see that bus come up, and they're not necessarily waiting for the bus to come to a full stop. They see their bus and they're going to dart out there.
They get excited.
You better believe it. And I just can't say enough about being extra cautious when you see these buses on the road.
I was going to say, we've been fortunate that we've not had any fatalities, not at least in the 9 years plus that I've been here. But we have had 4 children hit in this county.
Yeah.
Because people didn't stop.
Yeah.
2 transported by ambulance to hospitals. And that's serious. It's probably, like you said, I think about the Jordan mother when she watched her child when I was growing up in Marshall County. I can still remember the bus stopping there, and just hearing her tell the story. A guy didn't stop and hit her child, and she watched from the side of the road as her child got hit. The bus driver's helpless. The mother's helpless. But that motorist that was coming down the road, he wasn't helpless.
You better believe
Those lights were flashing. And so that's what we want everybody to be mindful of during this week. It's just the importance of obeying the law as it relates to the operation of a school bus. To any of our drivers that are out there in attendance, we just want to say we love you. We appreciate all that you do. Y'all are unsung heroes, and I believe y'all are the driving force behind the public school system. People may not agree with that always, but they accomplish a huge task every day in ensuring that instruction train is staying on course so that our students are receiving a quality educational experience. And we do our part to help support you guys in the work that you do, because it's critical for a child's educational future.
Absolutely. And so many conversations happen in the classroom about, well, on the bus today, and it's always it's always fun just to hear the conversations as the kids come back with. We've got just a few minutes left. Jason, are we missing anything? We'll let Jason talk and turn that mic over to Caleb. So be thinking what you want to say, Caleb, and add to it. Jason, what would you add to what Mr. Heinerman had to
Well,
say?
one important thing that I like to tell all of my new drivers and all of the current drivers is if you're driving, when you're driving that bus, you need to look at those children as if they were your own.
Absolutely.
You would protect your own kid with your own life.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it as although those 90 kids behind me are not my physical children,
Mm-hmm.
but what would I do if it was my kid that was darting across that road? And like you said, the little ones, they're not really paying attention. They're getting excited because the school bus is coming and they're going to school.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not stop for a school bus, you need to think, okay, that's my kid. I'm about to hit my own kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a pleasant feeling. I wouldn't want that feeling throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So just be mindful of the surroundings. Like Mr. Heinerman said, those lights are flashing. You need to stop 50 to 100 feet before the bus, I would suggest.
Mm-hmm.
That's just being safe. And, you know, I also want to put out there that if you ever thought about being a school bus driver, please give me a call. Because it's like Mr. Heinerman said, it's, you know, it's a fun family atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the work-life balance is amazing. You know, you get to be off when your kids are off school. You get to be off on the weekends. You know, it's a wonderful place to work. We have fun. We laugh. We cut up. We, you know, we celebrate our people.
Mm-hmm.
And I highly suggest give me a call. We'll make it worth your while. I promise.
I can't say enough about it working with the school system. Go ahead, Caleb. What have you got to add?
Well, I agree with Jason. I feel like there's a lot of people that need to see the students as their own child because the number one priority is safety.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I do, one thing is that I see, I get the notifications of when that happens, of a stop arm violation, we call it, and I receive a lot throughout the day, and it just shouldn't be like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that needs to change
Mm-hmm.
because children's are the future.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And you're pretty young himself. He just graduated from Greenbrier, but I love that you see that. And and one thing too, you've got. I remember some experiences that I had one time when I was in Mexico driving, and the stop sign was there, but I didn't see it. And my friend, he was like, "Oh, I thought stop." And you've got people, you know, you deal with a lot of non-English speakers, and you've got kids that are new here. They don't understand it all, and you need to be mindful of that. They come in their communities, and they don't really know how we do things, and just extra caution around all these kids because we do have a lot of Hispanic kids that just really don't know how we do things here. Just like I didn't know how they did things, you know, down in Mexico, and I ran a stop sign, you know. So I did. He made me pull over and didn't let me drive anymore. It was hysterical. But you've got to be mindful of that. And I just knowing that you're working as an interpreter, I know that those newcomer kids, it's got to be so confusing and trying to get on the bus and figure out all those things. Just please be extra cautious. And just as just a week for us just to double down and say, National School Bus Safety Week, we need to be mindful of it all the time. What else are we missing, Mr. Heineman?
I was just going to say, visit the state website, the Department of Safety. They're doing some PSAs right now. The Tennessee Association for Pupil Transportation, they would have some resources, NHTSA and a few others. And if I think about it today, I'll put those links in the comments on Facebook so folks can go and check all that out, because there's a whole lot of material out there talking about the big yellow school bus that I love so much.
I know. Mr. Heinerman absolutely loves the big yellow school bus. I mean, that's kind of, you've had a love affair with the big yellow school bus since you were a little kid, haven't you?
And that's right.
Okay. And as I saw Gwen coming out there, but before y'all leave, y'all got to have a little Jesus to take with you. So there you go. Put that in your pocket.
I appreciate it.
Everybody, you get a little Jesus, you want a whole lot more. So that's just, so I don't know if y'all seen these little Jesuses popping up everywhere. Oh, they're popping up everywhere. It's so much fun. It's just a little daily reminder.
I
You
got
know.
a minute to tell a little quick story.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
All right, little quick story. My background, I'm a nurse by trade.
Okay.
All right, I worked for Vanderbilt for 15 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, and there was about 8-9 years ago, there were signs posted all around town saying they were hiring for bus drivers. So I used to joke around with my wife, saying I'm gonna go drive the big yellow school bus and make her ride it with me. And she said, no, you would not do it. So I applied, and here I am working on 9 years.
Is she your attendant?
She is not. She is not. But I fell in love with the school bus. I fell in love with the kids that we transport daily, and I now do this full time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I left a trade that I've been working for 15 plus years, and now I'm driving a school bus.
And
I couldn't be any more happier.
what a blessing to have somebody with medical background available on staff too. Your dad worked at Ace Hardware with my husband, right?
Still does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my husband's not there anymore, but I remember him telling me about you, and he's like, "Yeah, he was a nurse." I said, "Really?" I mean, what a transition! But that gives you an idea of check it out. It may exactly be what you're looking for. He left nursing for it because when he told me your story, I was really surprised. But that's just, I mean, when you just have no idea what you're missing if you're not considering the school system in every aspect, from what we're teaching to bus driving to school attendant to bus attendant, all these things. You're working with these kids, and it's just blessing you beyond belief.
I would say it's great for some of these. We've had several parents come and start this year that were sitting in those long car rider lines. The last 3 drivers that we've hired said, if I'm going to sit in a line and wait for kids, I might as well get paid.
There you go.
That's a great reason to come drive for us.
Teachers, there's a few teachers too, aren't there? Don't you have some teachers that are driving?
Yes.
Yeah. So very good. I appreciate you guys.
Thank
Gwen sitting
you.
out there. She gave you a half hour. We can't take any more. So
Thank
good
you.
to see you
God
guys.
bless you.
God bless you all, and we'll dig up that interview and I'll get it to you. All right. Thank you guys so much. It is National School Bus Safety Week. So nice to talk with all the guys, and just encourage you again to consider being a part of what they're doing with the transportation department here at Robertson County Schools. And while they're making their way out, I'm going to talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. You know how much I love to talk about them because they are just dear friends of mine. Not only are they longtime sponsors of the program, but they've been friends for just so many years. And I started working with them when I first started working with the Bluegrass Festival, the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, because they're part of the Cross Plains community. We like to say they're Cross-Plainians. They've been there for nearly 30 years. And that's one of the reasons why we always say that they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky because, like me, they've worked all over, and they're also from Kentucky. So just love them a lot. They work so hard in the community to do all the things, and they will mentor you if you want to get into real estate. I've got a call in to Barry. I want to know how his conversation went with my friend from Ukraine. She was a realtor in Ukraine. And I asked Barry, I said, can she call you and just kind of come up with, see if there's a pathway for her to be able to work in real estate here, because right now she's making pizzas, and just a delightful, wonderful woman. And it doesn't look like she's going home anytime soon. They evacuated with her and her boys, and she's looking for something to give her a future, and real estate's it for a lot of people. If you're considering that, if you're considering a career change, Rebecca and Barry both made that career change into real estate. Well, you need to reach out to them. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy.robertsoncounty.com, or give Rebecca a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425 to reach out to them today. If you're buying or selling, whatever it is you're doing, if you want to just be a realtor. Barry is the broker here in town in Springfield. She is an agent up in White House. They combine those two offices to bring you a new branch in the Exit Tree. You'll see Exit Realty all over the area. They are just a new branch in the Exit Tree. Same great team, Exit Prime Realty. Reach out to them today, and as always, let them know that classes this morning. We have just been packed with show stuff coming up, and
Yeah.
and haven't had a time
chance.
slot. So, but y'all are busy too. You got a lot going on. With
I know, and that's what I'm here to talk about. All the stuff that's going on around town. That,
Little Jesus.
yeah, I want the other one.
You want the purple one?
I want the purple one.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, then somebody gave me this one. I
Oh,
don't know if
okay.
I can
No, that's
see,
fine.
This is somebody gave me the purple one.
Okay.
I do. I give away the red.
The red ones.
Yeah, this one. I don't know if I should let that go because
No, if-
I forget it was one. It may have been. I can't remember who gave me that one.
Well, if you got the purple one, then you got the purple Jesus.
Yeah. So why
I'll-
did you want the purple one?
Because purple's my color.
Okay.
I like
Oh,
purple.
You can have this.
Oh,
I think
no,
Megan
no.
Williamson gave it to me.
Yeah,
I
but if
think
it's a
she gave-
gift,
Well, no, I can. She's with Recovery Court. I can get with her. I'll see her tomorrow. Recovery Court graduation's tomorrow.
oh, there
I
you
think
go.
Megan is the one who gave me that one. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but they have. You can get these. Number one, Nancy has them at Crossroads. Go and get 'em.
Oh,
They
cool,
have them,
cool.
and I buy them 300 at a time off Amazon, and for about $50, and you can get the multi packs. Most people do not want as many as me, so you can go to.
But you hand
Crossroads.
but you know lots of people.
And I hand them out all the time.
Yeah.
And we use them at Celebrate Recovery.
Ah.
And we give them out because we're a recovery program that while we number one, we have principles based on the Beatitudes, but we also use the principles in a 12-step program that tend to talk about higher power, but we name our higher power, which is Jesus Christ.
Right.
So we say,
Yeah.
if you've been in other recovery programs that aren't quite working for you, why don't you try one with a little Jesus? And we give them a little Jesus because you get a little, you want a whole lot more.
And a lot of power.
Amen, amen.
Yeah.
So Gwen Harder is in the house, and where do you? That was something I was going to ask you, and it just slipped
About
my mind.
veterans?
Well, of course, I actually was talking about you guys yesterday. I have a friend of mine who is my doctor, Dr. Tom Taylor.
Uh-huh.
I just love him. I've known him for I don't know 30 years, maybe not that long, but I was in his office yesterday, and he is a veteran.
Nice.
And he was talking. That's how he's just a really accomplished doctor.
Uh-huh.
But he was talking about something with veteran service and the office that he uses. And I was like, if you have trouble, I know a better one.
That's right. That's
I
right.
know who you can call.
Yeah.
But he was just telling me about something he was dealing with.
We had a gentleman call us from Bowling Green the other day.
Yeah.
You know, that he can't find help up in Kentucky
Yeah.
because Kentucky isn't configured the way Tennessee is. Tennessee's got Tennessee has county veteran service officers, so we're in most counties in the state, whereas Kentucky has regions. So it's a little bit more difficult to find a veteran service officer up there. So
A couple of years ago, I was with Mom, and we had gone somewhere, and we had stopped at Cracker Barrel and had dinner up in Mayfield.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there, a Vietnam hat on, and I stopped and asked him. I said, "Thank you," and I said, "Are you aware of all the programs available?" I said, "Were you exposed to Agent Orange?" "Oh yeah," and he had cancer.
mm-hmm.
And I said, "Are you getting any help through the veteran service?" And just didn't really
Did
seem
not know.
connected.
Yeah.
And I was shocked because
Yeah.
I was like, how in the world? Because you guys do such an amazing job here in this county of making sure everybody is aware that here talking to somebody that just didn't seem to be aware
Right.
of what they need. We were talking to my, to Aunt Shirley. We were in Michigan for a wedding last month. And we're talking to Aunt Shirley, and her husband, probably died from some of the things that Agent Orange did to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And I said, do you because their boys were born post-Vietnam.
Right.
And I said, do you understand that it's in the DNA?
Yeah.
And that's something she had never had that conversation. I said,
Right.
your boys need to be mindful of what could
Happen.
come up
Yeah.
because they were born post-war.
Mm-hmm.
And and she had not been aware of that. And we take it for granted because you guys do such a great job. So
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
job,
Thank
good
you.
job, good job. So what's coming up with veteran stuff?
Well, just some community thing. Well, yeah, Veterans Day is next month, so I've not heard of anything yet here in. I've got with the mayor's office and haven't heard anything yet. So,
As far as veterans,
yeah, as far as the
we will
veterans,
have one on Veterans Day at Greenbrier. We typically do.
yeah.
So that one will be going on. I know that.
I've heard that Greenbrier has a really great program for the kids in that they have a panel.
Yes.
Instead of just somebody coming,
Wonderful.
instead of just a veteran coming up and telling them what it's like to be a veteran,
Mm-hmm.
they have a panel, and that panel usually includes an older veteran, a younger veteran, so you get a perspective of what it was like, 20 years ago, versus what it was like 2 years ago.
There's about usually 7,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
6 or 7 veterans that are on there, and we have a couple teachers that are veterans that
Right.
participate. It's wonderful.
So it's a really great perspective for the kids instead of having some old guy, stand up there and tell them what it was like in the war. We've got they do a panel at Greenbrier, which is a really great idea because I think that really gets the kids'
Coach
attention.
Woods
And,
puts that on. He puts
Yeah.
that together. Just awesome guy.
yeah, he does a great job
And I'll
with
just
that.
say this: Mark Rowley, is it Raley? How do you say his last name? Mark Rowley. He's with the VFW,
Okay.
and he messaged me yesterday
Mm-hmm.
and wants to come on and talk about all the different veterans celebrations and
Programs. Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to put him on the calendar next week one day
Perfect.
to come in and kind of just recap that. So
Yeah.
just so you know that.
Yeah. Perfect.
So we
perfect.
do have Mark coming in. We just haven't nailed down the exact date, but he'll probably be in maybe midweek. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday next week. We'll have him in.
And Veterans
to
Day
talk about
falls on a Monday this year,
Mhm.
so it's November the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason November 11th is because that's when the armistice was signed,
Mm-hmm.
11/11 at 11 o'clock in the morning. So
So that's the reason. There you go.
that's why it's the 11th of November. But one of the things that we've kind of gotten together with the chamber with is coffee and camaraderie.
Okay.
I don't know that a lot of veterans know about it. I've got some posters, hung up around town. So it's the third Tuesday of each month. It's from 8:30 to 10, and the credit union for Robertson County, right in front of Tractor Supply, hosts it for us, and it's just a place where veterans can come, have a cup of coffee, sit down, talk. It's just a great way to connect with other veterans. I know that way in the way back when Terry Wilson used to have the VSO office in Greenbrier,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of a meeting place. Not only did he file claims, but that's where the veterans kind of came and hung out and were able to meet and talk with each other. Well, this is kind of a new substitute for that. So it's like the third Tuesday of each month. The next meeting for that is going to be the 19th of November, so just the week before Thanksgiving. So, I mean, if you've got a morning that you want to come and sit, you don't have to be a veteran. I mean, if you want to hear some great stories, oh my
yeah.
gosh, these guys can tell the best stories. Funny, just I mean, there's some of the experiences they've had are just, it's like, oh my gosh, how are you still here?
Yeah.
And then you're a GI, you're halfway around the world, and you find all kinds of ways to get in trouble. So,
Oh, yes.
so I mean, it's just fun to hear the stories, and I remember sitting, with my dad, with other veterans, when he had a group of friends over, and just listening to the stories. I mean, you just howl laughing with some of the things that they did, and a lot of things they got away with. So, that's a great opportunity for veterans to connect. Again, that's coffee and camaraderie. It's at the Credit Union for Robertson County in front of Tractor Supply, and it's the third Tuesday of each month from 8:30 to 10. So come and grab a cup of coffee and sit around with a bunch of guys and share your stories.
And just appreciate them.
Exactly. Yeah, if you get the chance, you can swing by and say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the annual turkey shoot, or the fall turkey shoot, is happening at the American Legion Post. Most of us know where that's at. It's right there in Greenbrier, right off of 41. The next one's going to be this weekend, the 26th, and it is from 8 until noon. They have, the first weekend I heard that they had a huge turnout. So,
Because I had to go through there and it was packed.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, the turkey shoot
yeah,
started.
yeah, which is
And,
great.
we were on
which
the
is
way
great.
to a ball game. I mean, our baseball. Oh my gosh. It was like- oh, and I missed the Reagan Day dinner last night. I was supposed to go with Judge Joel Perry. Thank you for the invite, but they had a terrible season.
Oh
And
no!
they just won the third game in the playoffs and are in the championship.
Wow.
We're just like, what?
So now you've got an extended season.
Well, no, because I mean we've got the championship on Monday. The whole problem is right now our family day is on Sunday,
Ah,
and now they're wanting to practice on Sunday.
Ah.
And this mama about got upset last night. And it's like, well, it's the championship. I'm like, yeah, we're getting family pictures made. I hadn't had my entire family together in 6 months. I'll tell you, I love the fact that kids love baseball, and I love watching my grandson get excited about it.
yeah.
But come on, people. The reason we didn't play baseball is had the intrusion into the family life.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
Right.
And so honestly, I really hate baseball for that reason. It's ridiculous.
Football is the same way.
No, it's not. You have a few games.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why we played. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. But I forgot to congratulate our little baseball team. Very proud of our Braves up in Mountain Juliet. They're in the championship, and they had just a terrible season, and they have just done phenomenal. But don't practice on Sunday.
She's telling you,
I'm
don't.
telling you,
Don't.
don't do that. I
Especially
moved family day to Sunday to get away from my little granddaughter's t-ball game. And now you're telling me you're going to practice on Sunday?
Well, this is on Saturday. The turkey shoots are on Saturday.
I
So
know,
come
I
on.
know. But we had a ball game. The reason I went down this rabbit hole is because we had a ball game for the day of the first turkey shoot.
Yeah,
I
and
was
you-
driving
and
through
you
it. I
had to
was
get-
really impressed with the crowd.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I digress. I just had to get that out. But anyway, go
So
ahead.
we've this is until November the 30th. So
Yes.
you've still got
Plenty of time.
plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
But the more this is a fundraiser for the VFW
That.
and for the American Legion. So it's like, come out and support, Post 45. I know that they will appreciate it. And I mean, it's great fun for the kids, let the kids take a couple of shots and see what they can win. And it'll be a great
Love to bring my
Saturday.
grandson, but he's on the baseball field all the time. So many things I would love to do with my grandchildren, but they're always at the baseball field.
Well, the season's almost over, so.
And basketball season starts.
Oh, I see. And the beginning of this month, it is still October, isn't it? God, it just time
Not much
flies.
longer.
Time flies. Just it's like was that just a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
We were in Chattanooga for our annual conference, which is always a great time. We always have we always learn a lot, and it's just a nice break. We get away for a little while. We get to see another town. And some of the vendors that show up are just really cool. So I got a chance to talk with some people from Military Reboot, and it is a 12-week service-related healing program for not only military, but you can from any type of trauma. There's trauma healing. There's first responders healing, and then there's a military healing. It's a combat recovery healing, and it's faith-based, which really caught my attention, because so many other programs, if they don't work,
Not.
yeah, if it doesn't work for you, maybe that's what the key that you're missing.
Get a little Jesus
I
on it.
know,
It might
exactly.
change everything, y'all.
Exactly. But it's 12 weeks. It's faith-based, but they're not preachy. They don't hide the fact that we're rooted in a Christian faith, but they don't want to. It's not hellfire and brimstone
They'll
kind of
meet you
stuff.
where you are.
Exactly.
That's what we say at CR.
It's for the whole family, not just for the service member. So whoever is going, whoever has the trauma problem or needs some help, it's a whole family type thing. It's a course, not a support group. So it's a 12-week course to give you some coping skills and some ways to handle what you're going through. It's led by people who get it. So if you're going through a first responder course, or if you're going through a military, that's who's teaching it. Somebody who's been there, who knows what you're experiencing, who can relate to what's going on. And it's $25 per participant. And it just sounded like a really, really cool kind of program, because we've got so many veterans out there that need help.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them don't want to admit it, and a lot of them don't want to come in for help. We're assisting a guy from White House right now, and it's like, he just something triggered it, and sometimes people, they don't know where it comes from, and it's just experiences that they've had that they need to deal with. And if you've got somebody in your family like that, reach out to us. We've got resources that you can, we're a veteran service office, but we're there for the veteran, but we're there for the families. If you've got problems, if you see something that's triggering somebody that was a veteran in your family, give us a call, and we can steer you in the right direction as to where to go for help. The Vet Center in Nashville is terrific. They do family counseling as well. So it's not just again for the veteran, it's for the family that's having problems, dealing with what's going on, or how to understand what he's been through or she's been through. So even if you're a child of a veteran or a spouse of a veteran, we can help you there too.
Okay.
We're in the new Plaza building across the street.
Lovely.
Yes, it's very nice. You haven't been by to see it?
I've driven by, but I
Yeah.
haven't gone in. I will get
Yeah,
by
you,
there.
you, need, you need to come by and see the new office. Everybody's got their own four walls and their door. Our previous office, we kind of had a divider that moved. So everybody's got their own office. We've got a little conference room. If veteran,
Nice.
it is. It's very nice. If you've got a veteran that has a telehealth call and he's not real, computer savvy or electronic savvy, we've now got a little conference room set up that they can come in and do telehealth visits. We've got a nice monitor and microphones and stuff like that, so you can meet with your doctor if you want to. That's something that we're looking forward to helping our veterans with.
Cool. That's really
If it goes to veterans who've applied for benefits, know that sometimes the VA can be just a little bit annoying with some of their decisions and stuff. So we have ways that we can appeal it and get it reviewed. We now have a facility that we can do that with, where they meet with a judge and they can talk to them through videos. So we've got, like I said, we've got a really nice conference room that we can do that with now. So if you've got anything like that you need, that we can help you with, give us a call. We'll be glad to set that up for you too. So
I love it.
so yeah, we're the phone number 615-382-6506. 615-382-6506. You can call us. We're there. We are available Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. We work from home on Mondays and Fridays. With this, with researching the claims that we do, there is a lot of research that goes into it. So our Mondays and Fridays are kind of days that are the two VSOs that do most of the claims. They can be in an environment that allows them to focus. They're doing a lot of research. They're finding out where these guys were. Some of these Vietnam veterans, we need to pinpoint their location. And through that, we need to go through records and find out where they were and what they were doing and, where they were stationed. We've got Navy guys that were, off the coast. We've got to find out where their ships were and what they were doing. So it takes a lot of research for some of these claims. So Mondays and Fridays, that's what we do. That's what they kind of focus on. We're not unavailable. You can still reach us, but
You get Gwen. She'll answer the
yes,
phone.
I'll answer the phone. And Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're in the office from 8 to 4:30. So
And Tuesday and Wednesday are appointment on
Yeah.
appointments.
Wednesdays
And
walk-in.
Walk-in Wednesdays.
Yes.
Walk-in
Wild walk-in Wednesdays sometimes. I suspect we'll probably have a couple of guys waiting in the lobby for us when we get there at 8 o'clock. So, but I mean that's kind of the fun day, because
Yeah.
you never know who's going to come in. You never know what the situation is going to be.
Situation
Yep,
will be,
yep.
right.
It's going to be so Wednesdays can be kind of they're long, and they can be arduous for our VSOs, but.
Yeah.
Be nice to Scott today, because he's there by himself. Abigail's taking the week off, so he's the lone VSO officer today,
Well,
and be nice to Scott.
you're a VSO officer.
I am, but I'm more front end help, more admin help. So
Yeah.
I'm answering the phones, I'm scheduling appointments, I'm
Things like that.
mailing.
You're not doing as much of the.
I'm not-
research.
right, I'm
You're
not-
kind of like, okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
I'm more front end. But yes, I am a VSO. I could file claims if need be. So.
Right. I thought so. I was pretty sure you were.
Yeah.
But and I just love that you're in this job. It's just such a God thing.
You have
Just-
no idea.
You really. I
You
mean,
have
I don't
no
think
idea.
we really have time to get into the story, but just you being there. If you don't, just pray about what your situation is, and God
Yep.
will take you to the right place.
Yep.
And sometimes about just in the last second.
Yes, in the very last minutes.
So
Why don't you apply for this, Gwen?
yeah,
And so-
today.
yeah.
It's due today. I forgot to tell you. I've known for a week. I'm your dear friend, and I forgot to call you.
And I think you were a teacher, and you
I
probably
don't have any idea what was going on.
and you
So-
probably wouldn't accept that excuse from a student.
Exactly. My problem is I just get so many things going on all
Yeah,
at the same time.
all at the
It's-
same
we're
time.
Sitting here talking about it's Wednesday, and I forgot this is Go Show Day. I saw Lee Marie come walking in. I'm like, oh well, we've got another hour of show coming up here in a minute. Lee Marie will be in here with the Go Show. She always has fun guests, and it'll always be a great time. I'm sure she'll have a report on the Reagan Day dinner last night. Again, I was supposed to go, and my kids were playing baseball,
So
and they won. Again,
Well, at least it made it worth your while.
Oh, it is fun.
Yeah.
I will not deny it is. I enjoy getting out there and watching them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm dead serious about it. I don't get the obsession with baseball and having to be playing all the time.
So you're not one of those moms?
Oh Lord, no.
Okay. Okay.
Mark and I, and when we were transitioning and trying to figure out what we were going to do when we grow up, because we transitioned out of careers and looking for something new.
Right.
We spent a couple of summers working in the concession stand, running the concession stand as subcontractors up in Pleasant View.
Mm-hmm.
Had a blast doing it, but those people are crazy. Baseball families are nuts. I was like, come on, man.
It's just a game.
It's like, give it a break.
Well,
Anyway.
it is Pleasant. That's the other side of the interstate, so it is Pleasant View.
My goodness. And I'm talking about baseball. I mean, that's the reason we didn't play.
Yeah.
Is because you just absolutely do not leave room for family.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the ball field, you're just not. I mean, it's just
Right.
like the things we have missed this summer because of baseball.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and I'm excited for them, and I'm proud of them. I'm excited for them, yes, but there's more to life than baseball.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's kind of
Yeah.
like I have the conversation with my kiddos, and they want to talk about gaming all the time. Do you understand how much life you're missing?
You're missing. Yeah.
because you're on a
So
game?
focused. Yeah. Focused on
And
this.
I love athleticism, so I love anything sports related.
Right.
So I appreciate it. I think.
Well, but
I
there's a
think
line.
There's an obsession when it comes.
Yeah.
Hockey's another one.
Yeah.
What? Y'all play all the time. It's like, get real.
Yeah.
But we got to do an ad, and then we'll come back and wrap it up.
All right.
I finally got Jerry Criswell. He is a busy man. He is the man behind Veterans Motorplex at the Rim. And he comes on during the season and advertises, and we appreciate Jerry so very much helping us sponsor this program. And at the first of the year, they had a delay in their start because of the renovations. And so I've been speculating. I bet I could see them racing on into November. I got confirmation that's the plan. They're going to try to go a couple of weeks into November, hoping to go through mid-November, weather permitting. Last year they tried to do that, and the weather they just never could, get races together in November. But they're going to try it again this year. The big thing though is this weekend they got a big day, and the weather's looking great. Trunk or treat from race cars. Oh, so much fun. And kids love coming out and seeing those race cars and dressing up. And I mean, how much fun is that? We got our trunk or treat tomorrow night at Greenbrier, but I mean, from race cars, come on, that's fun. Trunk or treat's at 6:30. 6:30 is what Jerry was telling me. Now, gates will open at 4:30. You can go in, but he said, and hit again, he goes, it's 6:30 trunk or treat, I think. So I'm gonna nail him down today and see, like, I need a confirmation on time, but that's maybe even 6 o'clock. I wouldn't get there late for trunk or treat because racing starts at 7:30, and they got a big weekend of racing: 50-lap pure stock, 30-lap bridge runners, 50-lap sportsmen, 30-lap SRM Pro 4 Series, 55-lap late models, 20-lap big dogs, 30-lap LS Pro Stocks, and 20-lap scrapers. I don't know what any of that means. But I know whenever I get out there and watch them race, it's fun. It is a blast. And you can take your entire family for $40 as long as you don't have more than 6 kids. Up to 6 kids and 2 adults for a $40 ticket price. Trunk or treat from race cars this weekend. Oh, come on. Go out to the races. This is, one of the last weekends. We're going to have a couple of weeks into November. We got that confirmation from Jerry yesterday. They're at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. You can give them a call at 615-430-3135, 615-430-3135. Always, please let them know.
Robertson, CO, capital TN, Veteran Services. Go to our webpage or our Facebook page and see if we can't help you there.
Do it twice. Say it
Hang on.
again.
Oh, hang on. Robertson, CO, TN, Veteran Services. That's our Facebook page. So we try and keep it updated as much as I can. And
Okay.
our phone number,
Do it twice.
where you can get information, 615-382-6506.
Very good. One more time.
615-382-6506.
You're not new to this radio thing. You always do the phone number twice. Always do the phone number twice. Thank you guys for joining us. Yes, Sweetly Maria.